Hey guys, I'm back. It's 8:28 a.m. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Eastern Daylight Time. Here we are on the San Diego Astronomy Associates Club site, Tierra del Sol, a little bit northeast of San Diego. Pulled this up to show you for one thing, the false dawn at 5:22. Not flashing as much as it used to at that time. Here's the Nibiru sun ghosting across, being illuminated, I'm assuming, by the moon. And here we have it showing up down here. You can clearly see it's got that winged shape to it. And you can see some debris field around the moon, I believe. That's what's showing up. But I'm waiting on this single column image. We didn't catch it yesterday. The moon, looks like they blanked it out somehow. Here it is, the Nibiru sun's clearly showing up at a little bit before 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock here. And waiting for the moon image to come up, if it does come up. I haven't found it anywhere else. The summary of the day showing both the sun and the moon on any of the sky cams from yesterday. So, good chance that they've been told to blank this out or obscure it somehow, so we can no longer make that comparison. Distance between the Nibiru sun and the sun, and the Nibiru sun and the moon, which clearly was showing that it was closing on the moon and becoming further away from the sun. Thought I'd show you this. I'm an ENE News subscriber. I get emails from them almost daily. Here's a disturbing one. Animals delirious, disoriented up and down the west coast, displaying unprecedented behaviors. Experts know something isn't right. Even the government. Waters offshore so lacking in things like anchovies, sardines, and squid. This is a great site. They've pretty much been documenting what's been going on relative to Fukushima. And here we have some disturbing pictures of some sea lions found dead. Looks like off the coast of Alaska, just floating in the water. You can read the article. It said they found a dead moose. Moose was swimming in circles. We don't know why the moose was in distress. Sea lion. Even seabirds. There's something about a whale. It's disoriented. Record number of whales showing up on the California coastline. No, no food for them. Not only that, I'm sure they're being affected by the radiation. And here's some of their prior related posts. Let's see what this says. Watch the sea lion behavior here. There's this channel if you want to check it out. I'm going to subscribe. Looks like it's pretty much almost dead to me. Here's another post, King 5 News. I guess these are all links you can click on. Alaska seen dead walruses and a lot of dead or disoriented birds. So, I mean, what's there to survive for? The Earth's dying. Pacific Ocean's pretty much dead from Fukushima. It's only going to keep spreading. I saw evidence earlier where it's actually been spreading into the Atlantic as well, because the waters do mix, guys. The waters mix. Here's something suspicious observers posted today. Look at the magnetic field on the sun. It's freaking out.
Struggling to be heard, but Aleutian Islands of Alaska, where 23 moderately forceful rumbles have occurred in the last day. Hopefully, we won't get a bigger one. Top article is about the record-breaking.
That was another short clip from suspicious observers this morning, who of course doesn't attribute any of this to the incoming Nibiru sun, but he's, I believe, a disinfo agent, and he's a new ager, so thinks everything's gonna be alright, kumbaya. But here's Earthquake 3D I pulled up. You can see all of these. And that's unusual. That's a big swarm out there in the Aleutian Islands, and they're all relatively strong earthquakes. Look at the stack. You see there, a lot of them are in the 4.8, almost 5.0 range, 3.9, so forth and so on, 5 point something. It's quite a stack. So the planet's fixing to break up here pretty soon. Our magnetosphere can only tolerate so much before something breaks. I put it on kilometers just to show you that 2 days ago we had a 562 deep kilometer earthquake, which I showed you before, or pointed out before, that between 450 and 610 kilometers, I believe it is, that the mantle is becoming more fluid and liquid due to pressure and heat. So normally there's no earthquakes that deep. There's another deep one, 309. This is just the last 1, 2, 3. That's just the last 4 days here. We'll put it back on the magnitude. Start it to spinning. Bring it up to here. Okay, that's just the last day right there showing. And keep in mind, this is coming from the USGS feed, so we're not getting everything, but supposedly we're getting everything above a 2.5 that they report anyway. Another good site is EMSC.com. It's a European reporting site for earthquakes. You'll get a little bit bigger picture on what's going on around the planet. Just flipping through my channels that I subscribe to. Here's an interesting one you guys might want to check out. It's on Face Like the Sun.
This Atlas V rocket, or alleged Atlas V rocket, that was shot over Florida. A bunch of people caught footage of it. Everyone's sharing it on social media. It is a very interesting piece of video. It looks like, obviously, some sort of rocketry. It's got some sort of plume around it. The first thing I thought when I saw it was, I've seen this before. Something similar anyway. And if you go back to July 9th, 2010, there is footage from China that has a very
strange haps, folks.
Rocket. It's got some.
I'm still monitoring this Tierra del Sol site. Got it updated now to 5:42 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. There's the Nibiru sun, and you see the false dawn popping off, starting at 5:22. Lasts till, well, starts to diminish. Now we're at the 5:42 mark. Here it is, ghosting through frame down here, as I showed you before. What I'm doing is I'm trying to wait and see if we're going to get a shot of the moon here, so we can compare distances. But it already looks like to me that they're going to edit that out. So that in and of itself, the fact that they're starting to hide these comparative images now, well, that's evidence to me, not that I need any more, that this thing's coming. And it's closing fast, folks. It's closing fast. It's at least past the halfway mark, according to yesterday, because we had it about 1/16 of an image or inch or an eighth of an inch below the closer to the moon than it is to the sun, the Nibiru sun. So keep an eye on the skies, folks. I think we'll start to be able to see it probably in the nighttime before we see it in the daytime, because I believe it's still tracking right in front of the sun relative to the earth. So you're not going to see it in the daytime unless you do like I do, put some type some floppy disk layers over your cell phone camera, or get some astronomy grade solar film, tape that over your cell phone camera, and just put it in the camera mode and have a look at the sun. It's up there, it's undeniable. I've been catching it since 11/17/14 in that same manner, and I have about 106 videos to prove that. And I got 40 plus now with the Skycam, all Skycam website, documenting its soon arrival and appearances all over the world. And then of course we have National Preparedness Month all of a sudden, September. Crazy stuff, folks. They're putting it out there in front of your face, telling you what's going to happen as much as they can or have to, according to God. So there you have that. Okay, I've been waiting quite some time to see how this Tierra del Sol site shapes up as far as the summary of the single day column images. It's 9:46 a.m. here now in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Eastern Daylight Time. 9:46 to 42. We're getting the last shots here. We got the just like from once I started taking these vids, posting these vids back on August 20th, we have the Nibiru sun appearing at 6:32. The orange ball, as it were, on this Tierra del Sol website, Skycam. There's some of the features on it, spots. Looks like they're becoming more clear. Maybe not. And there's the other picture. But I really didn't bring you here to show you that, because that's been pretty well documented. Here's the summary of the day single column. I showed you earlier today in the first video that, remember, we caught the moon over here yesterday, and we couldn't catch it this morning because it was obscured. I was hoping it might show up today over here once it finally rolled around, but apparently not. They are scrubbing it or removing it, splicing it out. They're doing something to keep us from comparing the distance between the Nibiru sun and our sun, the Nibiru sun and the moon, which I've documented. Thankfully, the stuff stayed up long enough that I was able to document that it clearly looked as though it was becoming closer to the moon and further from the sun. So there you have it. Gonna run out of time here. I got about 40 seconds left. See what else we can find. Here's Pine Mountain. It's in the foothills above LA, Los Angeles. Nice shot here. The purple sky. Got the false dawn popping. About 5:53 anyway. Perhaps sooner. I'm sure it was sooner. Lighting up the sky, and then the sky getting dim as the real sun pops up, rises. There we got purple sky again. So anyway, do your own investigating. Check out the All Sky webcam. site. And peace. I'll probably see you tomorrow. God love you.